welcome back to episode 2. The episode 1 was a lot of fun, and we just have to say thanks for the tremendous support that we got from that first episode.
Yeah, it seemed to be well received from everyone, so we just want to say thank you for everyone for watching it.
Yeah, thank you for anyone who watched that video and gave feedback, which is ultimately what we're looking for out of this, to improve our skills, and thanks to you, you people, the viewers, we're able to achieve that. So we just had to say thank you before we begin this sportscast, and this should be a rather well-rounded sportscast like last week. A lot to talk about on the agenda. Got a lot to talk about in football, American football, cricket, and the NBA with the All-Star game coming up. Should be a lot of good topics to talk about. So should we start with the football, Ben?
I think we should.
So
big transfer news going on. Recently, the Sanchez move to Manchester United from Arsenal.
Controversial, but following in Robin van Persie's footsteps.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he just wants to win trophies, and he doesn't see a future for Arsenal building forward. Him being there, and obviously him being around 30 years of age, he wants to, win. Obviously, he wants to win trophies as much as possible, and obviously, he's getting a big old wage packet at the end of it. So he just kind of wants to. Yeah, I think it's more about the winning trophies, the success that he wants. He doesn't see that at Arsenal, so he obviously sees it at Manchester United.
Well, look, Alexis Sanchez is world class. Yeah, he's Arsenal's.
On his day.
Him and Mesut Ozil were really they had the ability to carry Arsenal to the top sort of 4, 5, 6 positions in the league for the last 3 years or so. He's been absolutely tremendous, and he deserves to have the choice to move on to bigger things. Definitely. I think we can agree that Manchester United are probably the biggest football club in England. Yeah. I'd say that. I think
just in terms of history.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Domestic achievements.
Obviously moving forward now with Mourinho.
Oh, definitely. They got a lot of talents. I mean, Paul Pogba for one is tremendous, and then you have
generational talent.
I mean, it's a shame that Manchester United had to get him back in the way they did after Sir Alex released him a couple of years back.
They didn't see the talent when he was younger, but now they made a mistake.
Young players are hit and miss, really. I mean, there's a lot of young talents which a club like Chelsea stockpiles and sends them out on loan. Yeah. Out of those 30 players that they have out on loan or something like that this season, with the majority to Vitesse Arnhem, their affiliate club, maybe two or three might actually become first-team players in the future, and that's what we've seen with Andreas Christensen this year, nailing a first-team spot after being on loan for the past couple of years to clubs like Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yeah. But with Alexis Sanchez, I mean, he's going to a club that's going in the right direction.
Yeah, obviously Arsenal seem to be going in an opposite direction to what Man United are at the moment.
You're looking at a huge club which has really struggled in the last couple of years.
Some people would blame it on Wenger, some people would blame it on the players, maybe not having enough talent in the squad, maybe.
The Arsenal squad's talented, but they just don't. Arsene Wenger nowadays just doesn't seem to get the best out of his players. Yeah. And I think the only exception to that is when Alexis Sanchez was at Arsenal, but Alexis Sanchez is world class. Yeah. And you're looking at Jack Wilshere, who's revived his career recently. He's become a first-team player.
Good form at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, definitely.
Looking to push into the England squad for the World Cup in 2020
He's got a good shout too as well. I mean, he's a player that Gareth Southgate definitely will look at as a player that he will want in his side in Russia 2018, which is surprising because a couple of months back he was dead wood. He was Bournemouth last year on loan. He was linked in the summer to a lot of clubs, a lot of foreign clubs, which is quite rare for an English player. We saw it with Ashley Cole going to Roma. It's you can't really think of anyone else off.
Well,
I mean,
not recently.
Not recently. I mean,
David Beckham obviously went.
David Beckham
was more of a brand.
He's a brand. Yeah. You're thinking maybe not so much English players, but British players. You have Gareth Bale. That's about it.
Yeah.
So Alexis Sanchez has moved to.
Obviously,
It's a good career choice for him, and it's a deal that benefits both sides because Arsenal
getting
receive Henrik Mkhitaryan, the player who was superb at Borussia Dortmund before his move to Manchester United.
He was good at Man United in some parts. But
he was
a bit hot and cold, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah, he definitely struggled to nail down a first-team place, but I don't think having the talent in his wing position helped him at all. I mean, he went straight into a star-studded lineup. But
do you think he's more suited for the wing or maybe inside role?
I think he's definitely more suited to the wing, and I think
he's a creative player, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
You could put him anywhere, he could do a job, but obviously you'd want him in his best spot, especially as Arsenal.
He's a really talented player, Henrik Mkhitaryan, and Arsenal have got a really good player in him. But it's the continuation of the trend that Jose Mourinho has really embedded in the Premier League recently, where, under Jose Mourinho, really, a lot of quality players get phased out of the clubs. And we saw it when he was at Chelsea with Juan Mata, who he sold to Manchester United for 37.5 million, and now they're back together at Man United, and the exact same's happened to Henrik Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
It's definitely difficult. I can see Alexis doing well at Manchester United.
I can see Mkhitaryan doing well at
Arsenal. So good deal for both.
Seems like a good deal for both Arsenal and United. Another good deal for Arsenal would be the signing of Pierre-Emerick
Aubameyang. Another Borussia Dortmund player.
Another Dortmund player. They just seem to spit out good players, don't they, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, Aubameyang's different class.
Yeah.
He's a different breed.
Different breed.
He's physically one of the most outstanding players you'll see.
Yeah.
Quick, strong, tall, good on the ball.
Good on the ball.
And
it's just that electric pace, isn't it? It's something that I think Arsenal could do with it.
Oh, definitely.
Lacazette seems to be a bit of I wouldn't say he's a bust at the moment, but he's just...
No, I think that's unfair to say because of everything surrounding the football club at the moment, which is not looking too good for them. I think there's no denying that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is class. I think he's definitely a perhaps top 10 striker in the world.
Yeah.
But his attitude has been questioned in the past. He's quite a controversial player. Reports have been saying, and
but maybe that's what maybe they need, just a bit of a diva.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Arsenal players they need someone with a bit of feistiness in them because that seems to be what they're lacking at the moment, and that's passion.
The news about Phil Neville being named as the new England women's head coach has been met with some controversy.
Definitely.
Over the past few days. What do you think about
that? It's an interesting appointment. Obviously, he doesn't have much experience in management. And
what he has had is poor.
Yeah. I believe he assisted Gary Neville at Valencia.
At Valencia, that didn't go
and of course, Gary Neville's first job in management at Valencia was close to a disaster, but Valencia are a big club.
Yeah.
I think the controversy surrounds his social media activity a couple of years back.
He's a man in the public eye. He shouldn't be tweeting those kind of things. Obviously, Twitter's a bit of a... I think we discussed that last episode. Twitter was a bit of a...
It's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It's a space in which people you can often find people say things that they wouldn't say in face because they know the consequences. But when you're behind a screen, you sort of can develop a different sort of agenda, an ego.
Yeah, kind of like a social media ego, isn't it? Alter ego.
Yeah, the term keyboard warrior applies massively here.
So it's a bit of a controversial appointment, but you can see why it's been made. Obviously, he was obviously they've interviewed a fair few people.
Yeah.
And you can see that they obviously thought he was the best man for the job. Maybe you could say there would have been a few women up for the role. Obviously, they've been unfortunate to miss out, but we'll see how Phil Neville does. But obviously, it's quite controversial at the moment, but I'm sure they'll get over that.
I think the fact that this has become newsworthy is a sign of how much women's football's growing. The fact that Phil Neville was not so much the controversy behind Phil Neville's appointment, but I think the fact that he was appointed and then the news became big shows how far women's football's come, and that can only be a good thing.
Anyway, the Leeds United club badge. That's a bit of a issue for the club, isn't it, really?
Well, the club stated that they've undertaken 6 months of research, consulted 10,000 fans. It's likely that those 10,000 fans were made up of 5,000 Manchester United and 5,000 Millwall fans, but it's It's a horrible choice for the club. The badge is comical. It has no representation of Yorkshire or Leeds.
They should just. I don't know why they need to change it. The badge is. I like the Leeds badge. I think
it's historical. It's historical. It's a symbol.
Exactly.
I mean, Leeds are. I don't think people understand how big of a club Leeds are.
They've been in the Championship for so long that they've almost lost relevancy. But back in 20 years ago, they're one of the biggest. Even that, they're one of the biggest clubs in England.
There's a reason that they have a rivalry with Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's always an occasion when they play each other. But Leeds have been pushing for promotion for a while now. This was meant to be the year that they achieved it. Things started well, but haven't quite gone to plan since.
Yeah.
They did lose to Millwall 4-3 a couple of days back in a controversial game, which saw Liam Cooper, the Leeds centre-back, red-carded after a horrific two-footed challenge on a Millwall player. And obviously last season with Gary Monk, they pushed and got knocked out by Huddersfield in the playoffs.
Obviously, but just coming back to
the badge.
The badge, yeah, it's just obviously I didn't see the need to change it, but obviously I think they're now redoing the badge from what they've changed it to because of the negative backlash on it.
Definitely.
All over social media, just everywhere really.
The fans aren't happy.
No.
We've seen badge changes recently, such as Manchester City.
Yeah.
Juventus have changed from their historic black and white oval-shaped badge to just a white J, which it's
quite simplistic.
It's classy.
Yeah.
It's sort of the class. It's sort of the class sort of has a feeling about it that you would associate with classic Italian football, sort of. Just definitely. Simple class.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot, but the Leeds badge is atrocious. It's a horrible piece of judgment from the club.
Yeah.
And they've met the backlash which it deserves to get.
Definitely. I completely agree with that. So moving on, Man City versus Arsenal is the final for the English Football League Cup this season. After Man City beat Bristol City 5-3 on aggregate, which is fairly good effort from Bristol City.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Arsenal beat Chelsea 2-1 on the night to go through to the final to face Manchester City. Anything to say about that, or is it just self-explanatory really?
I think the final should be good. I think
it's a good final.
I think a bit of Arsenal. I think inside Arsenal fans a bit.
I think Arsenal sneakily made it to their way to this final.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think this final could?
Well,
if they win this cup, do you think that will save Arsene Wenger's job for
next
year?
That's the thing I was about to. The point I was about to allude on is
he has like one piece of success and he gets another.
Will it paper the cracks that are quite clearly evident at a club which is going in the complete wrong direction that it should? And that's
the question. And that's obviously we'll see and find out if they. But obviously, Man City are a good team. They can probably.
Oh, they did beat Conte's Chelsea, which is no small feat.
No small feat at all.
But Man City,
different kettle of fish, isn't it? Really.
Bristol City did fantastic to get where they did, and they gave Man City a solid go. Yeah, went 1-0 up at the Etihad in the first leg, and a shock was on the cards.
Sure, there have been a few worries for Pep Guardiola.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Man City just oozed the class. Plays with such confidence and flair that they just Bristol City aside in the end. But no, it should be a good final. What's your prediction?
My prediction? Oof. I'm going to have to go 2-1 Man City.
I can't see Man City losing.
No, neither can I. I think Arsenal will give them a good try. That's why I give them a goal. But Man City will come out with class and they'll want to win as many trophies as possible. Definitely. I think that's something that Pep Guardiola obviously has done everywhere else and he wants to do it here.
They have a chance to do it as well. I mean, this is probably their best season yet in their club's history.
Probably.
To win that much silverware in one season.
And they're just running away with the Premier League, aren't they, at the moment?
They've got a good chance of winning the Champions League as well.
I think they do.
Played Basel in the last 16, which is... Basel are an interesting team. They've played well against big British clubs.
English clubs,
in possibly. It's a very hostile place to go, Switzerland. And those fans...
Surprisingly.
in the Basel sort of end for both games will make it a hostile atmosphere for sure.
Football. Go on to some cricket news. Some big cricket news. Young man, 19-year-old Sam Curran, has been added to the England T20 squad for the Tri-Series between Australia, New Zealand and obviously England, as he is as a replacement for Joe Root, who has decided to take a kind of just like a break from cricket before he goes to New Zealand to play in the Test matches in March, which is obviously, it's a good idea. He's played a lot. He plays in all 3 formats, so it's a lot of cricket to play over, the months he's been playing.
We talked about him a lot last week, Joe.
Yeah.
He's very
obviously
talented
he's a class player. Yeah. So obviously Sam Curran's a young guy, 19 years of age, younger than me, So he's got a lot of talent, and hopefully he can do well. Little left arm swing bowler, good batsman as well. He's brother of Tom Curran, who's in the ODI and T20 squads, played in the Ashes as well. So good cricketing family there. Also Ben Stokes, not flying out to join the England squad until after his court date on the 13th of March. What do we think about that? What do we think about that whole situation in general?
It was pretty brutal.
It was. Watching the video.
It's weird how you can see a player who plays a professional sport in which
he's in the public eye all the time.
Class and sportsmanship and being a gentleman is a big part of it. It's embedded in the tradition, and
he goes and does that.
And then it's a very sort of scummy thing to do. Outside a nightclub, was it?
Yeah.
Gets in a massive brawl. It's
thuggish.
It's very thuggish. Very thuggish. He knows what he did was wrong, but
I hope so.
He should.
I hope so. If Ben Stokes,
if he's a professional,
he's a bit of a character.
If he's a professional, he'll regret what he's done. Well, the cricket that he's missed.
I'm sure he regrets missing the Ashes. I mean, that's the pinnacle for any English or Australian cricketer.
It's huge.
Yeah, playing in the Ashes. So he must be gutted about that. And India and South Africa are currently battling it out in the 3rd Test match in South Africa. India putting up a bit of a fight in this Test match as they've been rolled in the past 2 by South Africa, but obviously they've improved and adjusted to the conditions. They're doing a lot better in this Test match. And just today, Australia have beaten England by 3 wickets in the 4th ODI at the Adelaide Oval after a pretty abysmal batting display from England, where they were stuck at 5 for 8. I think it was at one point. So and Travis Head top scores with 96 for Australia at his home ground in Adelaide. So that's pretty good effort from him after a poor series so far from him personally. It's good for him to get on the scoreboard. Confidence booster, big one.
Which is big in cricket.
It is big in cricket. It's there's a lot of mental side that goes into cricket because of how long the game is and how much you have to concentrate. And I think confidence is crucial for some people.
Well, cricket's a sport where when you're sort of confident, you don't have to think about what you're doing, and then your game just becomes natural.
When you're hot, you're hot. It just kind of comes. Anyway, that's all I've got for cricket today.
Solid roundup for cricket.
Solid roundup, yeah.
Next on the agenda is
bit of basketball.
And this is we talked a lot about a player like LeBron James last week.
Yeah.
So I'll sort of try to stray away from him, even though he's a big part of what I have to talk about basketball. With the All-Star game coming up, we're nearing the...
Obviously him having to choose the team, we kind of have to talk about him, don't we?
It's a strange format that the league's implemented.
Yeah.
They've ditched... obviously in October they ditched the classic format of Eastern Conference v Western Conference.
I think that's just simple.
And they've changed it for the 2 highest voted players to represent.
That is also a good idea because it's the popularity.
Yeah.
These are 2 of the biggest sporting icons in America or even the world. Yeah. And obviously getting those people to choose the teams is a good idea because it will get people to watch the game, won't it? Yeah. The
All-Star game always attracts big numbers of fans, but it's seen as sort of a pointless game. And I don't think this new format of the 2 most voted players choose teams helps that sort of perception of it, because it then becomes more like the All-Star game's always been a show, but then it takes sort of the pride of playing for your conference away, and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Although it's fresh. Yeah, some people maybe they don't mind. I personally don't agree with the change. I think in most sports, apart from hockey, the National Hockey League, it's done based on conferences. Yeah. Like the Pro Bowl in American football, you have NFC v AFC. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. We've got time. Right. So obviously the 2 most voted players in the NBA pick their teams. That is LeBron James and Golden State Warriors Steph Curry. LeBron chose for his side LaMarcus Aldridge, Bradley Beal, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, the controversial figure of Kevin Durant after he moved obviously from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Golden State Warriors 2 years ago. Kyrie Irving joins up with LeBron again, former Cleveland Cavaliers teammates and Kyrie Irving was a big part of why Cleveland won that championship a couple of years back. Kevin Love, Victor Oladipo, Kristaps Porzingis, John Wall, and the ever-explosive Russell Westbrook. And obviously, Stephen Curry gets to pick his team to play LeBron's side, the former NBA MVP and Golden State Warriors point guard chose his side and picked Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, his teammate and power forward Draymond Green, James Harden, Al Horford, Damian Lillard, Toronto's Kyle Lowry, Klay Thompson, also his teammate and partner in the backcourt, the young promising centre Karl Anthony Towns and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Some big names in there.
Yeah, some big names. James Harden.
James Harden, very good shooting guard for the Houston Rockets. He'll do well for Steph's team. LeBron picking Kevin Durant, a player who he has sort of a personal rivalry with, both playing the same position, both great athletes.
Yeah, I feel like that's good for the game in general.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they play together. It's
yeah.
a question which a lot of fans
would love to see
and have wanted to see for a while, and they're going to get to see him.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Go on to American football. Big week. The
huge week.
Conference championship week on Sunday. Really good games. 2 good games. First of all, in Philadelphia. Home of Rocky.
This was a strange one because Minnesota.
You called this.
I called this.
I'm pretty sure you called this.
I said the Eagles. I still believe I believed when the game got closer that the Eagles would win. I said it in last week's Sportscast. Check it out if you haven't already.
Shameless.
And they delivered. I was very, very surprised at how well they played without their starting quarterback all season. Nick Foles seemed comfortable. Had a superb game. I believe he went 26 for 33 completions.
Yeah, he threw for 352 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Which is an outstanding effort.
For what he is considered a backup.
Yeah. I think that he's proved that he could probably start in this league, and I think a lot of teams will be looking to shop for him in the off-season.
The Vikings defence as well is nothing to be, it's a quality defence.
Yeah.
Really good. I called this the Battle of the Backups this week. I thought that was a nice way
fitting name.
Yeah, fitting name. Obviously, Case Keenum was, unfortunate to miss out on a place in the Super Bowl, but he has had a good season. I think, as you said about Nick Foles, teams will be trying to get him onto their rosters as well as possibly a starter. Someone like Cleveland, I think they could do a lot worse.
Oh yeah, definitely. Deshaun Kaiser has had a rough year. Although,
to say the least.
Yeah. I said earlier, it was a strange game, and I say that because Minnesota started the game fantastically, scoring on their first drive. They looked comfortable, and then what happened? Philadelphia just manhandled them for the rest of the game.
Obviously, I think being in Philly is it's a helping hand for them, obviously, because they have their home crowd, and it's just a nice atmosphere.
In the modern Super Bowl era, they've never won it.
Never.
So the fans are up for it.
They're praying for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's been a long time. Philadelphia sports has had recent struggles. I think the last memorable sporting achievement for them was Philadelphia Phillies World Series win in baseball in 2008.
Oh, that's a long time.
10
years.
2009. Yeah, so it's been close to a decade.
Been a long time.
And these fans are hungry for success. It's a big city, the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And they've got as good of a chance now as ever to win the Super Bowl.
I'm sure their defense is quality. It's pure quality. Number 1 against the rush this season. Obviously, New England, you've got to factor Tom Brady. We'll come to New England in a minute, but we'll just give Philadelphia a lot of credit for how they played, and it's impressive to see them in the Super Bowl.
I don't think anyone saw them doing so well this year.
Especially not when Carson Wentz got injured.
Yeah.
Tearing your ACL obviously is horrible for him. After he was arguably the MVP of the league.
I would have given him MVP.
Especially,
it's his second year in the league?
Second year.
Which is unbelievable. They've got their franchise quarterback secured for...
next 10 years.
for a very, very.
And if they can go to the
time.
Super Bowl without him, imagine what they could do with him.
They've got a good future, the Eagles, and
they're in safe hands.
They showed how talented they are
against
the talented Minnesota Vikings, who couldn't quite pull through.
No. Going over to Foxborough in New England, Tom Brady pulling off another clinic.
Another Tom Brady-esque.
Tom Brady-esque.
Comeback.
It's Tom Brady special,
from
isn't it?
Tom Brady, his trademark now. And
in the fourth quarter, trailing 2010 against Jacksonville Jaguars, who have the ability to rush the passer and defend against the passer in the back end of the pitch, the field.
We glorified their defence last week.
We did.
Last week's podcast. And they did play well, their defence.
And I back it up.
Yeah, they did. You're against the best quarterback of all time.
Exactly.
And they still put on a show. So Miles Jack with that strip fumble tackle.
That's what I like.
Which should have been returned for a touchdown if the refs hadn't
blown it dead.
Which was the wrong call.
Might have changed the game. Might be seeing Jacksonville in the Blake Bortles in the Super Bowl. Imagine that.
Bortles versus Nick Foles. I don't think anyone would have seen that at the beginning of the season.
But yeah, Brady seemed to dissect the Jaguars' defence in the fourth quarter, throwing for 290 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It's a shame because Jacksonville had such a good season.
Yeah. And there's a lot of promise there, obviously, for the future. Beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh's a quality deal.
They they definitely have a bright future. Yeah. And I would not be surprised to see them back in the championship game next year.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think Jacksonville could do with an upgraded quarterback.
Definitely.
And with people
Blake did okay on Sunday.
He did okay, but I think that consistency needs to be there when you're looking for a franchise guy.
Yeah.
I don't think Blake's that.
No.
I think, you're looking at some quality free agents. Kirk Cousins, for one. I think that'd be an all right fit.
Cool. Throw some money at him, he'll come over, I'm sure.
He's going to want a big contract.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Tom Brady's 8th appearance in the Super Bowl. And you could say he looks destined to win his 6th. He seems to be unstoppable this season.
I think the only way New England loses this game is if the Philadelphia Eagles sign Eli Manning for the game. It's Tom Brady's kryptonite. It's going to be tough for the Eagles to handle Tom Brady.
It's just the system.
Yeah,
the Belichick-Brady system works.
Time and time again, it never ceases to amaze me how New England has so much success with, at times, what seems like a bunch of nobodies on their team. So
you're not wrong.
But the defense is Stephen Gilmore with the big play at the end of that game. Malcolm Butler, Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung. That secondary is loaded.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be big in stopping players like Alshon Jeffrey. I think that's going to be a key matchup to watch out for, is how New England approaches the danger that is Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah. And Torrey Smith as well. They've got speed.
And Torrey Smith.
They've got speedsters on the outsides, don't they?
Who do you put on who? Do you put Stephen Gilmore on Jeffrey or Malcolm Butler? It's going to be interesting how Bill approaches this.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick approaches this, but it should make for a quality game.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Your prediction?
24-10 New England.
I think it'll be a bit closer than that.
Do you?
I think 24-7 or 2017. I think it'll be a close. I think Philadelphia will be leading going into the
another fourth quarter.
I think Brady will do it again.
Oh,
but yeah, I do think Patriots are going to win.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because of they've got the history, they've got the know-how of being there in the Super Bowl.
They're comfortable with coming from behind.
Yeah.
And in the Super Bowl, it's one of the biggest sporting events on earth, and
they seem to deal with the pressure every time. And finally, the Pro Bowl is this week in Orlando. It's quite like the All-Star game in basketball.
It's a great event. It's quite relaxed.
It's a fun event, isn't it?
It's definitely fun. You can see the players enjoy it, the fans enjoy it, everyone around that sort of environment enjoys it. It should be a great.
They get good crowds out for the practice day, and the skills, the gauntlet tests and stuff they did the other day was they obviously get a fair few people out there, so it looks like a good fun for everyone. It looks like the players enjoy it as well.
Yeah,
it looks like they're not forced to be there. Yeah. It's like. Yeah.
It's a great way for fans to interact with players, get up close to the players who are genuinely enjoying themselves in an environment where they're around the people that are similar sort of quality to them.
Yeah,
they all know that they are elite players.
Yeah, they're in the kind
and they respect each other.
I think
just makes for a calm environment.
Yeah, so that's good fun. That's just a kind of filler in between this and the Super Bowl.
Definitely. That's about it from me and Ben on the EdgooseWakeford Sportscast. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, like, favourite and subscribe on that. Any feedback is always appreciated, as we mentioned at the beginking of the video, as it makes our qualities better for this.
It's just so we know what to.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next week for episode 3 of this Sportscast. Thank you.